Hi, welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. I'm Sonaka, and today what we're making is a salted caramel cheesecake. Let's quickly take a look at the ingredients. Whipped cream, dark chocolate cream cookies, powdered sugar, cream cheese. So to make the salted caramel for this cheesecake, we'll need butter, sugar, fresh cream and sea salt. So salted caramel is something that I'm totally obsessing over these days, and it tastes fabulous in this cheesecake recipe. So let's quickly start making it, for which we need to whisk together some cream cheese. So let's get that in a bowl. To this cream cheese, I'm going to add some powdered sugar. I'm just going to give it a light mix. And now I'm going to use a hand blender to whisk these together till it's nice and light and fluffy. Now to this mixture, we're going to add some whipped cream and we're going to fold it until all these ingredients are nicely blended. Now you could flavor this mixture with chocolate or with any fruit flavored essence, or even a simple vanilla essence if you want, but just the flavor of this is fabulous because we are going to be using a salted caramel topping in this recipe. So let's keep this simple. So all these three ingredients are nicely blended and we've got a nice beautiful homogeneous cheesecake mixture, which we are going to put aside for a bit and start preparing the lower crumb layer of this cheesecake. So now to prepare the crumbs, I've got a bullet mixer with me in which I'm going to crumb some dark chocolate cookies. So I'm using dark chocolate cream biscuits, which are great because then you can use a little less butter because the cream in the biscuits makes it nice and moist anyways. So let's break a few biscuits and add it to this. Now let's grind these to a nice smooth powder. So my biscuits are crumbed nicely. Let's transfer them into a bowl. So our biscuits are still very powdery and we need to add one more ingredient to this, and that's some melted butter. I'm just going to add some of it to these. And you want to mix it really well with your fingertips till these resemble breadcrumbs in texture. So this is done as well. Now let's quickly prepare the last part and the best part of the salted caramel for this cheesecake, for which we need to make the caramel. So let's put a pan on heat, and to this pan we're going to add some sugar. So add in some granulated sugar. Just sprinkle a splash of water and just let the sugar sit. You don't need to mix it around too much because the grains of sugar are going to form a chain reaction. One thing is going to lead to another and this is going to be beautiful and melted in a couple of minutes. It's been around 3 to 4 minutes and the sugar's all melted and gone this beautiful golden color. At this point, I'm going to add in an ingredient to this, and that is some fresh cream. So let's go ahead and add in a couple of spoonfuls of fresh cream. And now we want to give this a good mix. Next, I'm also going to add in some butter, but whilst adding the butter, you need to make sure that you keep the flame on low because all of this is going to bubble up. So in goes some butter and mix it around really well. I'm using salted butter here because we are making a salted caramel. To add to the salty factor in this sweet dish, let's add in a pinch more of some sea salt. So in goes a pinch of sea salt. Give this a good mix. Just keep mixing this around for about a minute or so and your salted caramel is ready. So now this is done. Let's turn the flame off and we're going to let this cool slightly before we can use it to make our salted caramel cheesecake. So while this is cooling, let's start assembling the other components of the cheesecake. So now to assemble, I've got a spring bottom cake tin with me, which is fabulous because it makes life so much easier. It's very easy to get the base out, so that means that I'm going to get my cheesecake out in one piece for sure. So let's put this back on. And now I'm going to put in a portion of the crumbs that we prepared for the base of this cheesecake into this tin. So let's add in a good amount because I like a good, nice fat crumb layer in the cheesecake. And you want to press it down slightly with the help of a spoon. So what we're going to do next is drizzle a portion of this salted caramel sauce over our crumb layer in the cheesecake. So over this layer of salted caramel, let's add in our cheesecake mixture. Make sure you add in enough to make it nice and compact and fit in perfectly. Now I'm just going to tap this down lightly and I'm going to level it so it looks nice and pretty. And now let's drizzle our salted caramel over the cheesecake. And now I'm going to use a toothpick to give this a very pretty marble effect. Now finally, I'm just going to add a very tiny sprinkling of some sea salt just to make that taste really shine through. And now we need to put this into the refrigerator till it's perfectly set and nice and chilled. So it's been a couple of hours and I've got my cheesecake out of the fridge. And all we need to do now is plate it. So here it is, a salted caramel cheesecake, a recipe which looks good and definitely tastes great. Make sure you try it because it is a fabulous one. Hi, this is Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana and it is where you'll find a number of brilliant recipes. So if you really like the recipes and are learning something from them, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button.